And then welcome back. Tonight, we're diving into the biggest questions humanity has ever asked. What happens when we die? Is there life after the death? Could multiple universes hold the key to our existence? These aren't just philosophical musings anymore. Science is edging closer to answers that could shatter everything we believe. Joining us is a world-renowned physicist, a pioneer in string theory who spent decades unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you. Let's jump right in. From a scientific perspective, is there any evidence or theory that supports the idea of an afterlife? Well, this is a question that cuts to the core of who we are. Science has always been about what we can measure, test, and reproduce. When it comes to the afterlife, we don't have a petri dish to study it in. But let's not dismiss it outright. Biology and physics are starting to blur in fascinating ways. For example, in nature, there are creatures like the Hydra, a tiny organism that's essentially immortal. It regenerates endlessly, defying death as we know it. This raises a question: if immortality exists in the animal kingdom, could something similar be possible for us? Not in a Hollywood ghost story sense, but through advances like genetic engineering or consciousness transfer. We're mapping the human brain, neuron by neuron. In the future, could we upload our minds, preserving our essence digitally? It's not heaven, but it's a kind of continuity that challenges what we mean by death. That's mind-blowing. The idea that our consciousness could live on in a digital form. It's almost too wild to grasp. But let's talk about the spiritual side for a moment. Many people turn to faith for answers about the afterlife. As a scientist, do you think science can ever prove or disprove the existence of a higher power? This is where things get tricky. Science is powerful, but it has limits. To prove or disprove something, you need a testable hypothesis. You need data. A higher power, by most definitions, exists outside the physical laws we study. It's like asking a microscope to detect love or hope. It's not the right tool. Some scientists point to the order and harmony of the universe as evidence of a purposeful design. Others say that order emerged from chaos through natural laws. Both sides have compelling arguments, but neither can deliver a final verdict. If someone says, a lightning bolt will strike this spot tomorrow to prove a higher power, and it happens, that's evidence, but no such test exists. So science remains agnostic. It neither confirms nor denies. I love how you frame that. It's humbling to realize even science has its boundaries. You've spoken before about a philosophical idea of a higher power, one that aligns with the laws of the universe rather than a personal deity. Can you explain that to our viewers? Absolutely. This idea goes back centuries. Some of the greatest minds in science didn't believe in a being who intervenes in daily life, performing miracles or punishing sinners. Instead, they saw a higher power in the elegance of the cosmos itself, the way galaxies spin, the way particles dance in quantum fields. It's the god of order, of mathematical precision. The universe doesn't need a bearded figure on a throne to be awe-inspiring. Every equation, every law of physics is a testament to a deep underlying harmony. That's what moves me as a scientist. It's not about faith versus reason. It's about finding wonder in what we can observe. That's beautiful. It makes the universe feel alive in a way. Let's pivot to another jaw-dropping idea: consciousness after death. In pop culture, we see ghosts or souls floating around. But from a scientific angle, could our minds somehow persist after our bodies give out? This is where things get really exciting and a little spooky. Our consciousness, our sense of self, is tied to the brain. We know that much. But here's the kicker. We're starting to understand the brain's wiring like never before. In insects, we've mapped every neuron in their tiny brains. It's only a matter of time before we do the same for humans. Imagine this. If we can map every connection in your brain, every memory, every quirk that makes could we recreate that in a digital form? Companies, in 2025, are already experimenting with neural interfaces like implants that let people control devices with their thoughts. Now take that a step further. If your brain's data is stored, could it be transferred to a new substrate, a computer, a synthetic body? It's not a soul in the traditional sense, but it's a form of immortality. And here's the emotional punch. Imagine talking to a loved one years after they're gone, their personality preserved in code. It's heart-wrenching and hopeful all at once. Why, I'm getting chills just thinking about that. The idea of preserving someone's essence like that, it's almost too much to process. But let's go even bigger, multiple universes. This is the stuff of sci-fi dreams and Marvel movies. Do physicists actually believe in parallel universes, and could they tie into the afterlife? Oh, this is where the cosmos gets wild. Yes, many physicists take the idea of multiple universes seriously. It comes from string theory and quantum mechanics, the bedrock of modern physics. Here's the deal. Our universe might be one of countless others, each with its own laws of physics, its own version of reality. Think of it like a cosmic bubble bath, with each bubble being a universe. In some of these universes, you might be a rock star. In others, you might not exist at all. Now, how does this relate to the afterlife? Here's the mind-bender. In quantum mechanics, every choice, every event could spawn a new universe. When you die in this universe, there might be another where you live on. Your consciousness might not jump between them, but the idea that some version of you continues is profound. It's not immortality in the classic sense, but it's a kind of cosmic continuity. And yes, pop culture has run with this. Movies love the multiverse idea, but the science is real, even if traveling between universes is beyond our reach. For now, that's absolutely staggering. The thought that there's a version of me out there living a totally different life. It's thrilling and terrifying. Do you personally find comfort in the idea of a multiverse? Should we all? Here's my take. The multiverse isn't just a scientific hypothesis, it's a way to cope with life's regrets. We all have moments where we think, what if I'd done things differently? The multiverse says, maybe you did. Somewhere out there, you took that risk, chased that dream, said yes instead of no. It's not about escaping this reality, but about embracing the infinite possibilities of existence. Does it comfort me? Sometimes. It reminds me that our mistakes don't define us. They're just one thread in a vast tapestry. But here's the catch. We can't visit those other universes. The energy required to cross that cosmic divide is beyond anything we can imagine. So we live in this universe, and we make it count. That's what drives me to keep searching, keep questioning. Wow, that hits deep. It's like a call to live boldly in the here and now. Let's talk about another cosmic frontier, alien life. In 2025, scientists have detected organic gases on a distant planet, hinting at the strongest evidence yet of life beyond Earth. How close are we to confirming alien life? And is this a game changer? This is huge. Let's break it down. Finding organic gases, molecules like methane or carbon compounds, is a big deal because they're building blocks of life. But here's the reality. Check gases aren't life. They're a clue, not proof. To confirm life, we'd need something like a DNA molecule, or at least complex organic structures that reproduce or metabolize. We're not there yet. This discovery, reported in early 2025, is the closest we've come, but we're still years, maybe decades, from a definitive answer. Telescopes like the James Webb are scanning exoplanets, and we've catalogued over 5,000 of them. A handful show conditions, liquid water, stable atmospheres that could support life. But confirming it? That gives me goosebumps. If we do find life, even simple microbes, how does that change our place in the universe? What's the next step? It would be a gut punch to our ego. For centuries, humans thought we were the center of everything. The Earth was the universe's crown jewel, and we were its kings. Then we learned our planet is a speck in a galaxy of 100 billion stars in a universe of trillions of galaxies. Now imagine confirming life elsewhere. Suddenly, we're not so special. The Milky Way could be teeming with life, microbes, maybe even intelligent beings. It forces us to rethink our identity, our purpose. Are we just one of many, or do we have a unique role? The next step is clear. We double down on exploration. More telescopes, more probes, maybe even crewed missions to Mars or Europa, Jupiter's icy moon. Every discovery brings us closer to answering the ultimate question. Are we alone? That's so profound. It makes you wonder what our ancestors would think of this moment. Let's circle back to the afterlife for a second. Some people believe in reincarnation, that our souls cycle through different lives. Is there any scientific lens we can apply to that idea? Reincarnation is a beautiful concept, and it's deeply rooted in many cultures. From a scientific standpoint, it's tough to test because it relies on a non-physical soul moving between bodies. But let's play with the idea. If we think of consciousness as information, your memories, personality, experiences, then reincarnation could be reframed as information transfer. We already see this in nature. Your DNA carries information from your ancestors, shaping who you are. Could future tech let us transfer more than genes? Maybe your entire mind, uploaded and reborn in a new form? It's not the mystical cycle of reincarnation, but it echoes the idea of continuity. And here's where it gets emotional. Imagine a parent knowing their child could carry their memories, their love, into the future. It's a scientific spin on an ancient hope. That's incredibly moving. It feels like science and spirituality are starting to meet in the middle. Let's talk about time, another mind-bending concept. Some physicists say time might not be linear. Could that tie into ideas of life after death or multiple universes? Time is the great mystery. In physics, we treat time as a dimension, like space. But it's weird. Our equations don't care if time runs forward or backward. Yet we experience it as a one-way street. Birth to death, no rewind. But here's the twist. In quantum mechanics and string theory, time might not be as rigid as we think. Some models suggest time could branch, just like universes. Every decision, every event, might create a new timeline. If that's true, then death in this timeline isn't the end of your story. In another branch, you keep going. It's not time, travel, but a kind of temporal multiverse. Now here's the emotional hook. This idea lets us imagine that our loved ones, lost to us here, are still out there, living on in a different slice of time. It's not proof, but it's a comforting thought, grounded in cutting-edge physics. I'm speechless. That idea feels like a bridge between science and the heart. Let's talk about something a little more tangible: artificial intelligence. In 2025, AI is advancing at a breakneck pace. Could AI help us understand the afterlife or even simulate it? AI is a game changer. Right now, AI is helping us model the brain, analyze quantum systems, and even predict how life might evolve on other planets. But when it comes to the afterlife, AI could take us to strange places. Imagine an AI that scans your entire digital footprint, your texts, videos, social media, and builds a virtual you. In 2025, companies are already creating chatbots that mimic deceased loved ones, using their data to recreate their personality. It's eerie, but it works. Now scale that up. If we combine AI with brain mapping tech, we could create simulations so real they feel alive. Is that an afterlife? Not exactly, but it's a way to keep someone's essence in the world. The emotional impact is huge. Picture grieving families finding solace in a digital echo of their loved one. But it raises questions. Is it really them, or just a clever copy? That's where science meets ethics. That's both heartwarming and haunting. It's like we're on the cusp of creating our own afterlife. Let's zoom out to the cosmos again. Black holes. Are they connected to multiple universes or the afterlife in any way? Black holes are the rock stars of physics. They're where our understanding of reality breaks down. Inside a black hole, time and space get twisted beyond recognition. Some theories suggest black holes could be gateways to other universes. Here's how it works. When matter falls into a black hole, it's crushed into a singularity, a point of infinite density. But what if that singularity is a doorway? Some string theory models propose that black holes connect to baby universes, new realities born from the collapse. Could this tie to the afterlife? Maybe not directly, but it fuels the multiverse idea. If your essence, your information, somehow survived a black hole's journey, could it emerge in another universe? It's speculative, but it's the kind of idea that keeps physicists up at night. And for our audience, it's a reminder: the universe is stranger than we can imagine. That's jaw-dropping. Black holes as cosmic portals? It's almost too much to wrap our heads around. Let's bring it back to Earth for a moment. With all these ideas, multiverses, digital immortality, alien life, what does this mean for how we live our lives today? This is the heart of it all. These cosmic questions aren't just academic. They force us to confront our own mortality, our place in the universe. If there's a multiverse, it means every choice matters, because it creates a new reality. If we can preserve consciousness, it means our legacy could last forever. And if alien life is out there, it means we're part of something much bigger than ourselves. My advice? Live with purpose, love fiercely, chase your curiosity. Every moment you spend in this universe is a chance to leave a mark, whether it's in this reality or a digital echo or a distant timeline. The universe is vast, but your life, right here, right now, is what makes it meaningful. That's incredibly powerful. I feel like my heart and mind are racing. Before we wrap up, one final question. What's the one cosmic mystery you hope will solve in your lifetime? That's tough, but if I had to pick, it's this. I want to know if we're alone. Finding life, even a single microbe, would change everything. It would tell us that the universe isn't just a cold, empty void. It's a place of possibility, of connection. And if we find intelligent life, that's the jackpot. It could teach us new ways to think, to live, maybe even to survive death itself. That's my dream, and with every new discovery, we're getting closer. Wow, that's a vision worth rooting for. Thank you so much for taking us on this journey through the cosmos. You've given us hope, wonder, and a lot to think about. To our audience, what do you think? Do you believe in an afterlife? Are you ready for the day we find alien life? Let us know in the comments. And stay curious. The universe is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. We'll see you next time.